What is up, fellow procrastinators? I'm FlameCom, and today I just want to discuss a more serious issue that's a bit like, more to do with, well, this channel in general. And it's that, I kind of don't know what to do with this YouTube channel at the moment. Time was that I sort of knew like what I wanted to do with this channel, maybe do like a few sort of like skit videos here and there, make like sort of comedic stuff. But this was like back in sort of the 09 era of YouTube, when it's like all the skit videos sort of videos were big on YouTube and so on. And it was just like less competitive. But then over time, it just sort of felt like a bit of imposter syndrome, where it's just like doing whatever the trendy people are doing, and in the hopes of just like throwing things on the wall and then seeing what sticks. So yeah, that just doesn't really work out. Again, it's just a whole imposter syndrome thing. And like, that's okay. Like, goals change over time. And like, people go for career paths now more than ever, and it's now slowly getting more and more socially accepted to go job hopping and whatever, or career changing entirely. It's just a whole mantra of like, it's never too late to change, right? And COVID did have something to do with this. And it's just like, now this channel is like more like, I don't know, weird blend of, I don't know, film discussions, mainly on like a cinema cameras and so on, and then every once in a while there'd be like something to do with gaming, and then sometimes there'd be cinematic shorts and so on. But it's just that in the grand scheme of things just feel like a bit directionless, and it's just that it's really hard to sort of definitively like say what this YouTube channel is about exactly. Is it gaming? Is it filmmaking? And once again, I just fall back into that pitfall of imposter syndrome, where it's like I make one video about like this filmmaking aspect, but it's like many other people, they've already done it, and many other will do it after, and they will get like more views and so on. And like, here's the frustrating thing. I know majority of my subscribers, like all 1,000 plus of them, they come from like SMG4 and Glitch Productions. And it just sort of becomes mutually unfair to all parties involved, that like you come here sort of expecting anything like SMG4 or like Harry or like Kevin or Luke related, but then you just like walk away disappointed because my channel has nothing to do with their kind of content. That's just the thing. At the time was that I was associated with them, but it's like now not anymore. And it's just like, even back then when I was with them, it was just sort of known between us that if I was to post something, anything remotely related to like them or their team members and whatever, then that video would get just, you know, tons and tons of views. But then like other topics which I'm actually passionate about, which is filmmaking, majority of the subscribers, they don't, and it reflects in the numbers and analytics. And that's always just the thing. It's like the YouTube is always in the back of your mind. If you're sort of like trying to do this full time, you're just thinking, oh, how did my last upload do? How did like this and that do? It's like, what's with like the viewing like ratio and so on. And you just like, I don't know, you take like one day off and then you're just sort of like kicked out of the YouTube algorithm. Like the whole algorithm is always just like in your mind and so on. And yeah, it's just like YouTube will detect that majority of your subscribers, they're just a dead fan base, and therefore your videos won't get put into recommended tabs on other people's videos. And that is a vicious cycle that just like devalues my videos more and more. And like, yeah, that's like one aspect of it. It's just like becoming too precious with the whole like numbers thing. It's like, I'm a filmmaker at heart. I love to get technical with cameras. I love to get creative, and it's just like it's just so like much dealing with like social media. It's like, oh no, with like Instagram story, you gotta use the stories, and no, this one's you gotta use reels, and then TikTok has their own algorithms and so on. And no, these people, they'll upload at exactly like I don't know, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when people get off school or whatever, and that's when the viewership will be highest on Fridays and so on. It's like I just want to create, you know, and that can be very frustrating. You just see a lot of very talented and creative people, but just because like the stars did not align and like the sort of circumstances of the time of their publication was just like not ripe for that kind of content yet, despite how much production value went into them, they just get barely any views or attention. And yeah, it's like, I think as some of you should know, like I recently graduated from university after like 5 long years. And right now it's just at a stage where it's just like, I'm just trying to throw things on the wall, seeing what sticks, and in the faith that the dots will connect backwards somehow, right? And yeah, again, it's like the whole mantra of like throwing things on the wall, seeing what sticks. It's like, I don't know what this YouTube channel is about. And also too, it's just like that unfortunately most of the people here are just like subscribers who have no interest in filmmaking and yet have subscribed just because I was once the editor of a big YouTube channel, right? For like, gosh, 3 years. And yeah, those were valuable times and it was a big learning experience and so on. But it's just like, this YouTube channel, like content-wise, has little to nothing to do with Hobo Theater, Hobo Bros, which is like in a hiatus right now. And there's nothing to do with animation, like Meta Runner. And like the closest I got was to anything to do with sort of like filmmaking was like Hitbox. If anything, that is quintessential filmmaking, like actual on-set, carrying a camera, you know, doing the clapperboard and Slade, having a soundy, holding a boom pole and so on. So yeah, that had to be the closest, but Hitbox was not their primary content, right? The animation was the like Super Mario sort of like R64 and bloopers. That's their main target audience, and this channel is not it, and yet they've subscribed anyway because of like a lot of it came from that like Goodbye Martin video and so on. So yeah, just like going straight for that filmmaking passion, but sort of just like right now a bit directionless. It's that sort of post-university graduation thing where it's like a lot of people just don't know what to do with their lives. So just like throwing things on a wall, seeing what sticks, and like not getting the instant result, and just being in the moment, not knowing where it's going. It's kind of frustrating. And it's like, I've sort of used this YouTube channel as like a sort of a means to an end rather than an end in itself. The time was that I thought the YouTube channel was like the end in and of itself. That's why it's just sort of like in recent years, this channel has become more of a dumping ground for like my actual endeavor. And I feel that it's like, I'm not being entirely truthful and faithful to this YouTube channel, because it's like, it's not my end goal. And then it's just like, there's a lot of big YouTubers, they've talked about this, and it's just that at a certain point, they just feel like they're uploading for the sake of uploading to appease the YouTube algorithm so that they can be in the loop as ever. And then it's just, once something becomes, once like a passion becomes like that, it goes from being a passion to being an obligation. And when it becomes an obligation, it feels like a chore. It's like, I look at YouTube analytics and I see, oh, my last video was from 3 weeks ago. I have to upload something now. I have to do it now. And that gets to you. And it sort of feels like YouTube, like how I perform on YouTube is sort of indicative of my filmmaking sort of career right now. Aimless and sort of irregular. Like, yeah, behind the scenes, I've done a lot of stuff, but it's just like, you don't know where they're going. That's the thing about the sort of the film passion in general. It's defined by precarity. It's just sort of feels like you're you make something, hopefully with enough budget, which I'll get to, and then you just submit it to like you have to be strategic about like which film festivals to submit to in order to garner the attention of the right people at the right time at the right place. And it's just like becomes this 4D chess thing where, you know, like content is king but distribution is queen. And it just sucks the passion out of it. It just becomes more about, becomes more business-like rather than just for like the enjoyment of the process. And then it's like the other thing is just like the whole competitive aspect of it, where it's like, once again, it's like in my niche sort of area of YouTube, it's like I'll talk about it, but then like billions of other people would have also talked about the same issue, and they're very much more knowledgeable about it than I am, because for goodness sakes, I've only been doing this since like, for like, I don't know, 5 years. There are other people on this platform who's been doing it for decades. I feel like I am not being fair to you guys by just sort of uploading contents for like the sake of it, just to appease the YouTube algorithm, because that means that each time like the content will be sort of very cut and dry. And I think especially with like the sort of contents that I am talking about, it's like, yeah, I was fortunate that in recent years, especially on like Blackmagic's end, that a lot of like cinema cameras are coming out like every 2 seconds, but it's just like, that's such a niche within a niche within a niche sort of market. Canon releases the C70. It's like a main big topic for, I don't know, a month, a week, whatever, and then like next time the Red Komodo comes out, and then the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro comes out. You know, like headline grabbers for like maybe a week or two, whatever, or a month, and then people have already just like moved on. And this whole topic itself was already, as I said, a niche within a niche within a niche. So it's not, so like I don't do sort of like a current affairs sort of topics. I'm not a politics channel, I'm not a news channel, I'm not a celebrity like news channel, like the What the Buck show, like if you guys still remember that. If I do transition over to a genre of YouTube videos that guarantees more regular sort of like news and developments, it would just be like too jarring, where it's like this YouTube channel that talks about filmmaking is suddenly talking about, I don't know, completely unrelated topics like, I don't know, the distribution of AstraZeneca vaccine or whatever. But it's like on the rare instance that I do decide to make a video that's out of left field, it's because I truly do believe it's a topic worth discussing, and that would mainly be that like anti-masker video. And that had nothing to do with filmmaking, but it was just a topic that I really was truly passionate about. And I guess that's the thing. On this channel, I just discuss on camera, unscripted, off the heart, off the cuff, however you want to phrase it, things I'm truly passionate about discussing. And the anti-masker thing happened to be one of them. So yeah, that's that. Before I end up repeating myself for the 17th time, yeah. Bottom line is, I'll just say it again, it's like from the beginning of the video, I honestly am not sure what to do with this channel. It's a means to an end, but that just means that this place is not my 100% dedication. It doesn't have that 100% dedication to it. So yeah, and you know, just frustration with low numbers and just like the directionlessness of it. That's on me, right? That's on me. So yeah. What I'm saying is there's a lot of frustrating aspects to this. It feels like this channel feels a bit aimless. I feel like I'm not delivering like the best content to you guys, and a lot of my subscribers, they just come here with sort of with wrong expectations. Let's just phrase it that way, right? Like I'm not an animation channel. I am a filmmaking channel, and even on that end, it's just like it feels like a bit of imposter syndrome. So anyways, that's that. Thanks for watching, and keep on procrastinating. So see ya whenever.